We heard a little snippet from the live stream yesterday in Rainbow Stage's 70th anniversary season announcement, which features a homegrown Canadian premiere and a musical celebrated the world over. Ma-Buhay creator Joseph Savillo and Rainbow Stage artistic director Carson Natras have joined me in studio this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Happy to be here.
Well, Joseph, we just heard a little clip from yesterday's Rainbow Stage season announcement, an announcement that featured your musical in anticipation of Ma-Buhay getting its Canadian premiere under the dome at Rainbow Stage. First off, I just have to ask, it's been quite the journey to get here. Does it feel real?
I was just going to say it doesn't feel real. I'm trying to be level-headed in that it's just another day, but a very exciting day. I'm very, very grateful, but there's still a long journey ahead, so it doesn't necessarily feel complete until, well, opening night for me, as I've mentioned in many other interviews. So
it does have a nice ring to it, though. Rainbow Stage presents Ma-Buhay.
It's amazing, but I think it's so ginormous, that thought, that I can't let it download fully. I just want to continue doing the work in a calm way, I think. Yeah.
It's been work that you've been doing for quite some time. The musical's gone through this 3-phase development, the original writing process, workshops, a fringe performance, and soon to be fully realized main stage debut. We last spoke a few years back after the first full reading of the script and musical performance. Can you remind listeners what's Ma-Buhay all about?
Ma-Buhay is actually centered around 3 main characters, Honey Mae Dizon, David Caballero, and Selena Molina. And essentially, it's about people that are finding themselves while they pursue their dreams, is essentially what it is. Before, the idea was inspired by my parents supporting my love for performing arts. And after draft after draft, as the story constantly evolves and changes, it really has become a universal story about just the human spirit, discovering yourself while, pursuing your wildest dreams.
You've done exactly that, which is just so exciting. Carson, let me bring you into the conversation here. First off, 70 years. What an achievement for Rainbow Stage.
Don't I look great?
Yeah, what do you remember about the first production? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey since 1955. As I tell people, it's a story worthy of a musical itself. In the 1950 flood, the original bandstand was found in the trees of Kildonan Park. It was rebuilt through the passion of the community to an amphitheater in 1954 that opened with Brigadoon in 1955. And since then, it's been growing to the building we know and love today, and started a summer tradition that has been dedicated to local talent from day one. Mm-hmm. I came across their original mandate, and it's so similar to what we have today, and it's so inspiring to know that that's what helps you weather storms, and both literal and figurative. Yeah. And we expanded that dedication to talent on the stage to include authors, and that began with Danny Schuer's strike in 2019, and here we are now with the first commissioned show that we've ever produced, and it's really exciting.
In yesterday's announcement, you described as this upcoming season as making history and honoring history. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. Well, this is the first commissioned and developed show under Rainbow Stage's purview, and while at the same time, we always want to honor the shoulders that we stand on and that brought us here, and offer our audiences and families what they know and love. And so we're so excited that the wind is in the east, and coming in from the sky is Mary Poppins.
So good.
Always arrives when you need her, and only stays as long as she's needed. And it's a wonderful partner for Ma-Buhay, and it's going to be a wonderful 70th anniversary.
So Mary Poppins last arrived back in 2013, I think it was, just over a decade ago. Why was it important for her to return to Winnipeg now and serve as this complement, this fellow sort of hallmark and marquee piece in the 2024 season?
It's very interesting, because that's generally how we see our August show, is like the flagship marquee production. But in fact, we built our season around Ma-Buhay, and the themes of Ma-Buhay are learning to find your voice, learning to fly, And then all of a sudden, we found ourselves drawing images on pages of the park, of our theater inside of this park, like a nest, and birds, being pushed out of the nest and learning to fly. And then all of a sudden, it became very clear that the nanny must return and teach not only kids but adults to how to make the right choices in their life. And it's a beautiful partner.
It certainly is. Joseph, what does it mean to you to see your musical that is going to be up there alongside work like Mary Poppins?
I mean, I've been in this industry for 26 plus years as a singer, dancer, actor. This was never necessarily part of the plan. So after, some life moments that really tested my willpower to either go down a rabbit hole or, attempt the impossible dream. Attempting that impossible dream with like really very little skill in this genre, it's kind of, it really is surreal to get to this point where 5 years later, and as much as it feels long, it also, when you think about it in the present moment, it's like, I can't believe we're here.
Yeah, where did it go?
It's absolutely surreal, and it honestly means the world. I think every artist wants to evolve, and this was never part of the plan, but it definitely feels like an evolution of my own career to be here right now.
And I mean, even beyond your own career, this is the weight of this work. I don't think can be overstated at this point. I mean, it's just one of those that really showcases the local community. I think one thing you mentioned is it's already engaged over 100 individuals in just the development of this work. Yeah. Can you talk about the importance of Ma-Buhay at Rainbow Stage for the Filipino community and beyond?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there was a call to action for all theaters to really represent the various people that live in their city. And, with Manitoba having one of the highest populations of Filipinos per capita, it was quite obvious for me to be inspired to uplift the Filipino community that I grew up in for most of my life and really highlight the excellence of the singing and competition culture that I grew up in here as well. So I think that when I was pursuing a professional career in Winnipeg, I was the only male Filipino really doing it, and I could count in one hand like the other Filipinos that were pursuing it. And I just thought, well, there's a market here for Filipinos to be able to thrive in an industry that they're not really educated in right now, because we all like to sing, dance, and act, but many of them are not really aware of the opportunities that specifically Manitoba holds, which Rainbow Stage is one of the star players of it because they really invest in their local talents. And so I think it just means the world that for me to know that Filipinos that might not have been aware will have that chance to shine on that stage on a professional level.
It's new for you, and it's new for us. And what people can expect to see is Rainbow Stage looking like it's never looked before. So it's, as Joseph mentioned, it's about singing competition culture. It's set against the backdrop of essentially an American Idol. It's called Star on the Rise. It's coming to Canada from the Philippines, and it chooses Winnipeg as its Canadian host because of the population of Filipinos in Winnipeg. So when you walk into Rainbow, it's going to look like you're walking into a live TV shooting of The Voice or of American Idol. X Factor. It's going to be so exciting. It's very funny. It's engaging the hip hop dance community.
Yes.
So it has that feel of that Hamilton had on Broadway. We can get lost in talking about the impact of the culture, but I just want people to understand that this is one of the funniest and most moving and exciting. It's the kind of thing that you want to be the first person to see before anyone else sees it.
And you can see it here in Winnipeg as part of the Main Stage 2024 70th anniversary season of Rainbow Stage. Joseph, just one more thing as I've got you here, because I mean, this has gone beyond you, Joseph, performer and musical creator. You've really become a leader and a role model, and you've alluded to this. I mean, there weren't a lot of people doing what you're doing when you were coming up through the ranks. What does it mean to you to think of the next generation of performers that are going to be seeing your work up on the stage?
I mean, that was what it was for, growing up. It felt quite, I struggled to find myself in the world of theater. I had mentioned in our Fringe show interviews with Carson and in real life, I had never really played a Filipino. I was always playing Puerto Rican or another kind of character. So It really does mean everything. You know, I read in many books before, like that. You know, to be successful is to be able to serve other people. And when that really resonated with me, it just was like, that's what it is, whatever you do. And so I just happened to like musical theater. So I put all my willpower. I was like, I'm going to serve the fellow human man with a musical. And, you know, you can't really dream about stuff that's going on like with us right now, but it's happening.
It's happening.
To serve all these people in my community and to be able to do it with friends as well, you know, because I have a team of not only Filipinos, it's quite diverse. It's been a journey, and I think that it's quite a dream. Like I'm living a dream, you know? Yeah.
So just before I let you both go, what's next? What's next on the to-do list to make this thing happen? I imagine there's just a few I's to dot and T's to crosses, right?
You're absolutely right. You know, he said he's got a strong team around him. A phase 2 development team, which is still working on. Joseph has his production draft due in a couple of weeks.
December 1st.
And then that's followed up immediately by orchestration. So we have a 5-piece band that needs to know what they're playing. Mm-hmm. And so that's going to be, but this is a larger musical than most. So there's so many songs. We have a full team working on it. And on my end, our job's to educate people about the show because people might not even know what the title means. Do you want to start there as well?
Yeah, so it's Ma-Buhay means welcome. It has many different definitions in Tagalog, but one of them is a greeting in Tagalog. But the way that I've separated the words with the dash, it means mother and life. And so I wanted to pay homage to my late mother, who was integral in having me pursue a career in the arts without any hurdles or... Yeah.
And we want to say welcome to new audiences. And
welcome to the Filipino audiences to theater as well as non-Filipinos alike.
Yeah, I mean, this is just one of those that's going to bring the community and the city together. Ma-Buhay opens June 27th. I don't know if you've got a countdown going, but
not
yet. It's coming. June 27th, running through July 14th. And then Mary Poppins returns to Winnipeg August 15th, running through September 1st. Rainbow Stage's 70th anniversary season. Joseph, Carson, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you. It's
Thank
always
you for
a pleasure.
having us.